Hello and welcome to JumpStart Studios here in Akron, Ohio. I'm your host, Shawn Martin, and joining me today from Absolute Intense Wrestling is the owner and president, John, and the director of operations, Pedro. Guys, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thanks for coming. So, just to give our viewers a little inside introduction, you guys, tell me a little bit about Absolute Intense Wrestling and how long you've been around for.
Oh, wow, it's been a while at this point. Absolute Intense Wrestling is an independent professional wrestling organization. Basically, what that means is we aren't the WWE. Anything outside of WWE is considered independent wrestling. We don't have corporate backing or funding or any of that. It's basically just me and my money, putting it kind of up there and seeing what happens. It's a gamble. And we've been around since 2005, so it's been working for a while up to this point.
I mean, you got 13 years under your belt, so obviously you're doing something right there that's keeping it going. And
13? Wow. Yeah. I haven't heard it like that.
When you say it, when you say it out loud like that, 13 years is a long time for an independent wrestling federation.
It's pretty much my entire adult life I've been doing this. So it has its ups and downs for sure, but these last few years have been going extremely well for us.
That's great. I mean, I remember.
Yeah, you were. I don't. Can we expose that you were at one time our intern?
That I was the best damn intern.
He was.
That's right. But yeah, and it was a great experience I had there with you guys, and I've ever since then I followed you and paid attention to what you guys are doing, and I've just watched it grow and grow, and I think it's a great thing.
It's when you start any kind of business out, you want it to be successful from day one, and obviously that's what we wanted. But in retrospect, I'm almost glad it's taken us this long to get to this point because we've learned a lot of valuable lessons. I don't have any business background or anything. It's all been trial by fire. So the last 13 years have really taught me a lot and given me experience just that I don't think that you can get or learn in a classroom. Especially, there's no school that you can go to that teaches you how can I promote independent professional wrestling.
Right.
So I've learned a lot of hard lessons over the last 13 years. But now these last few, it's been going quite well. Pedro, he's been with me since pretty much the beginning almost, and he's seen a lot of those hard lessons.
There's lessons that I've learned that he doesn't even know about. Like when
I don't want to know about it. I get very stressed out.
When a trailer breaks down in Cincinnati and you have the axle is just kind of dangling off the back and you have a 3,000-pound wrestling ring on it, how you get that back to Cleveland? Well, you just throw a ratchet strap on there and you pray and you just chug on down the highway.
That's another thing about being independent wrestling. We don't have trucks or things that are moving.
You don't have the 18. You don't have the 18-wheelers taking your equipment from site to site.
No, we have a very large storage unit, and we run a lot of U-Haul trucks on a show day.
Now we have a storage unit and a U-Haul truck. In the old days, we didn't have those luxuries at all.
The old days, it was whose parents had a big enough garage that we could
put all the stuff in.
Yeah, so we're becoming adults as we grow.
Well, that's great. I love your guys' events. I love going to these shows, and I understand there's a few shows coming up.
Yes.
So
this is part of me trying to get more organized and be more of an adult and focus on the business aspect of things.
Right. So the next show's on Friday, February 23rd. We have a DilEmma, and tell me a little bit about this show you got coming up.
Well, the title of the show may strike people that aren't too familiar with wrestling a little odd. Well, we have Tenille Dashwood coming in, formerly WWE superstar Emma, which you cannot advertise.
Right.
So we were just looking for words that had Emma in it, so we could just put that on a flyer, a little guerrilla marketing tactic, and we settled on we have a DilEmma. This show is actually selling extremely, extremely well compared to most of our events that we have. Tenille Dashwood is, she was fired from WWE in November, and this is her first month getting back into wrestling.
Okay. So there wasn't like she didn't really have to wait too long to get back into independent wrestling. She just can't use that name, huh?
She cannot use that name because it's it's owned by WWE. But they made her wait out. She had a 90-day no compete clause in her contract. So after you're released from the WWE, you have to. You used to not have to wait it out, but now they're enforcing it. So she had to wait out her 90 days. So this is her first month back in independent, just in wrestling as a whole, not just independent wrestling. So we're very excited that we were able to get her in that first 4 weeks back, and we were able to announce it pretty early. I think we announced it in late November, so just a few weeks after the news hit that she was released from her contract. So. A lot of people. This is the thing that's great about independent wrestling is, if you go to a WWE show, you're going to see all the lights and the glamour and all that stuff, but you're going to sit a mile away from the ring.
Right. Unless you're paying some astronomical amount to sit ringside and.
And the thing that's different about independent wrestling is it's a more intimate experience. There's not a bad seat in the house, and when you come to the event, you'll actually get to meet Tenille Dashwood, who was. As of 90 days ago on television.
Right.
And that's what's great about independent wrestling is you can go and have a conversation with these guys. And so many people that are on television now, as even when you were our intern, Seth Rollins and all these guys kind of started with us on their way up, and now they're gigantic stars. Well, that's what's great about independent wrestling is you can see guys on their way up or girls, or you can see them kind of on their way back down or kind of in the middle of their career. We had Kurt Hawkins, who was there and got fired. He came and wrestled for us for a year and a half.
Yeah, there's several shows.
Yeah. And now he's back. Now he's back in the WWE. So that's what's great about independent wrestling is you can come and you can interact and meet these people and get autographs and get photos with them, and it's a lot longer lasting of a memory.
Right. And there's not a bad seat in the house at all whatsoever.
Not
Especially
at all.
This venue here, Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Tell me, how did you get into this facility, like this venue? Because you guys been promoting shows there for quite a while now.
Yeah. So that's another thing that makes independent wrestling so great is you kind of have to find venues and create arenas rather than. We're not going to sell out the Q or even the Wolstein Center. So you have to go and kind of find these places and sell them on the idea of what you want to do in their facility. And we've been everywhere from concert clubs to back parking lots of bars. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pretty much anywhere that can fit a 16 by 16 foot wrestling ring. We could do an event there.
And we have.
So Our Lady of Mount Carmel was just it's in a neighborhood that's kind of it's kind of on the rise, and in Cleveland they're doing a lot of kind of reinvesting throughout the city, and this is in the area what's called the Gordon Square Art District. It sounds very official and fancy. And we just, we were running events a few miles away in a building that was not very fancy, and it ended up kind of getting condemned and turned. So
it was a terrible neighborhood.
Yeah, in a very bad neighborhood. So we were without a venue, and you just kind of start Googling halls for rent and making phone calls and going and meeting with people, and this is. Essentially what it is, I'm not even going to dress it up. It is a gigantic school gym, which sometimes when we get there, the last event we got there, and the fourth grade basketball team was still having their basketball practice. They forgot that we were coming. So,
so you had to wait a little bit before you set up the ring. And
yeah, but that's the thing is you can events like this happen all over the world.
Yeah.
Smaller independent wrestling organizations. There's an AIW probably in every city in America, just called something different, but it's a total kind of do-it-yourself mentality to where if you find a venue or a building that's willing to have you and you can respect their property, they're going to invite you back. So this is a nice place, and it's hard to find an all-inclusive venue that comes with chairs and that sounds ridiculous, but people don't understand that you can go rent a building, but then you got to rent chairs and tables and everything else. So this is nice, affordable. It's in a good neighborhood. They sell cheap beer, which is what wrestling fans enjoy as well. So,
Of course we do.
yes.
I may have had 1 or 4 or 6 at the last event, actually. So.
Yeah. So that's kind of what led us to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Is they were just a venue in this new kind of.
Plus, there's high ceilings too, so
High
that's kind
ceilings
of
is
good
definitely
for
a key.
jumping off the top rope.
Yes.
Because I think I recall one of the venues there might have been a chandelier or some kind of obstruction like right
Yes.
above the ring, and
that chandelier, in fact, was why we were kicked out of that venue.
oh, okay, all right,
Because
all right.
somebody did hit it and broke it.
Repeatedly.
So that's a problem we run into too sometimes.
Well, so you have Emma showing up here at We Have a Dilemma, Emma,
Yes, that's what we were going for.
and then tell me about ticket prices and if someone's interested in going to this event, how much does it cost and how do they get a hold of these tickets?
So it's typically $30 to sit front row, which is a very limited amount. We limit that to 65. Those for this event have been sold out for months.
They're gone.
And then all other tickets are $20. That's general admission, and general admission starts in the second row, and it's first come, first serve. So if you're there early, you could sit as close as the second row. If you're there
Yeah.
late, you're gonna sit. Our Lady Mount Carmel has bleachers, so
Right.
just kind of we section off the front row and we make that kind of a higher tier price, but we don't want to get too overcomplicated and outprice people. So after that front row, it's kind of every man for himself, $20, and that system seems to be working for us. So
Yeah. And then if you're a slacker like me and you just show up at the door,
you got to find a place to stand. Probably
you got to find a place to stand, or someone was kind enough to bring us out chairs. I think there were still people coming in after we even showed up too, just buying tickets at the door.
Yeah, so you can get tickets at the door the majority of the time. Bring cash though.
Right. And then, so if they wanted to get tickets online, where are they going to go for that?
You can get tickets through our online store, shop.AIWrestling.com.
Okay. And so the next event is Friday, February 23rd at Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and the doors open at 6.
Yeah, 6 p.m. and Tenille Dashwood will begin her meet and greet session at 6 p.m. She's going to be signing and taking photos with fans from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Then the in-ring action will start at 7:30.
Okay. Oh, so she's going to be interacting with the fans and everything.
She's going to be doing a 90-minute meet and greet before the event even starts. So
That's pretty awesome.
You can come down, get a photo with her. She'll sign autographs for you, and that's what I mean. What I was saying earlier, it just becomes such a more intimate experience for fans to be able to come down and even you can't just go to a concert and then meet the band and stuff like that.
Right.
This is kind of what makes it different. Is you can come down and not only can you meet Tenille Dashwood, you can meet 95% of the other performers on the event that night.
Right. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming in today.
Oh, no problem.
And if any of you guys watching want to go check out this great show, check out a great wrestling organization, I encourage you to check them out. Absolute Intense Wrestling, Friday, February 23rd at Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And guys, thanks a lot again.
No, thank
and
you.
we'll see you on the next one.